Hi folks, Paul here. It's going to be an odd one tonight because our computers went down, and the computers that we use are all based. They're all in our offices in work and not here at home. So unfortunately, well, it's still going ahead, but fortunately tonight I'm able to go live on my. This is actually my cell phone, which, to be honest with you, looks all right. So I do apologize for not being around. I have had a lot on. Pauline Hook, welcome to the show, Pauline. How are you? Good to see you. Um, so I was kind of hoping that the new studios would be set up by now, but they're not. So hey, don't sweat the negatives. Just get on with the positives. Lynn Fern, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Welcome, 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 one and all. Don't forget to share the show, please. It's important that you hit the like button, smash that like button, and share the show with your friends and especially your family. Welcome to Reach Across Live. I am Paul Francis, your host. If you've got any questions you'd like to put to me, please do put them to me, because this show is about learning, discovering, understanding, getting rid of the idiosyncrasies, and there's a lot of psychics out there who will tell you total and utter rubbish, and it's about overcoming the fear of those kind of situations where people will tell you this is a sign of death and that's a sign of death and all that crap. Yes, Pauline, I haven't seen you for quite some time. It's good to see you back, and thank you for being here. I do hope this finds you guys well. It's really important, guys, if you'd be so good as to share the show out there with your friends, share it with your families. It's really important. So if you can do that for me, I'd be very, very appreciative of that. So as you guys know, Reach Across is about me being able to answer questions directly for you. If Spirit comes through, I will share it with you. Please don't worry that I will not. That is not the case. I know this is only a couple of us on at the minute, and it could well be because it's not going through the normal channels. Normally, I would go through a company called StreamYard, but for some unknown reason, nothing worked tonight, and I'm a few minutes behind. Um, so anyway, good to see you all. Thank you very much for being here. If you've got any questions, please do put them forward to me, and I'll do my best to help where I can. There is a share button, Lynn. This is on YouTube, so there's a share button. So anyway, let's have a look at what we're able to do. Evening, Julia. Welcome to the show. I'm not sure Cricket Videos is. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Ranbir Kapoor. Look back. I don't know what look back means. Look back at what? Look back behind me. What? I don't know. So you'll have to tell me what it is you're trying to tell me, so to speak. Julie Evans, good to see you, darling. Welcome to the show as always. Now we're running a bit, sort of, a few minutes behind. We've been on about 4 minutes, well, just under 4 minutes now. So I'd like to get things moving along if I can, because I want to be able to get as many reads in as I can within the hour. Now, what's coming up? I have some seminars coming up that I did promise would be the week after Easter, which is next week. So look out for the dates on those seminars. There will only be 20 people allowed to the seminar. So if you do want to get into the seminar, you need to book in quite sharpish. All right. So send me an email to paul@paulfrancis111.com. So that's paul@paulfrancis, FRANCIS111.com, and just say that you would like to be considered for the seminar, and either myself or one of my team will get back to you. Once the 20 are in, then that's it. However, to be one of the 20, you will need to be subscribe to not only here on YouTube, but you'll have to subscribe to my my other channel as well. So I've been explaining this quite some time. So if you subscribe to both the channels, you will be in on the 20, one of the 20s. Now, on my Patreon channel, again, it's patreon.com/Paul Francis 111. And you can join and subscribe on there for free. You can. You will not get. You won't get as much as all of the other subscribers get. I will guarantee you that. You will get me working on there. Do apologize. You will get me working on there, but I won't be. You'll miss out on quite a bit if you don't subscribe to one of the levels. Now you can subscribe from as little as £5 a month. A month. That's a cup of coffee. Price of a cup of coffee a month, and you will learn so much. I mean, lots. Okay, and the seminar is going to be held on there next week. So get yourself subscribe on here on my YouTube channel. Hit the subscription button. Don't forget to hit the little notification icon, and then share the show. And then after that, make sure you subscribe to my Patreon channel. Alrighty. John Fuller, welcome to the show, my friend. Good to see you. Paul, do you do one-to-one readings? Yes, I do, Pauline. I do indeed. I do those readings via like this actually now, because I don't go out to a lot of people's properties. But the gentleman right below here, Mr. John Fuller, and myself will be doing some live theater shows in the very near future. So look out for those. If you want to be coming to one of those theater shows, then just basically keep an eye out. Now, don't forget, it's really, really important, you guys, to like the show and to share the show. Share it with your friends, family, and especially your groups. So down on whatever you're looking at, but below you will see a share button, and just share that out with your friends and family. Now, what are you going to be learning on these seminars? Well, I'm going to share the very first seminar with you. The first seminar is where I will take you. I will, first of all, teach you how to breathe and meditate. Am I going to be doing a theatre show in Belfast? I could well do, actually. Yes, I do want to be doing some shows at home. Um, there was, it's just before we had COVID, there was plans for me to come over to do Dublin, Armagh, Belfast, and somewhere else. And I forgot where the fourth one was. There was four dates in Ireland before, just as COVID hit, and obviously they all got dropped. But one of those is definitely Belfast, one of those is Dublin, and one of them is in Armagh. So I do know that, and I can't remember for the life of me where the fourth one was, but it was a show that I was asked to do. But so they will be put on, and myself and John Fuller, actually it'd be really good to get John over there to meet some decent Irish people, and have a bit of crack, introduce them to the crack, Pauline. Yes, I'd love to do some shows in Ireland, Pauline, in Belfast. So maybe you and I could put our heads together about some venues. I had a team who did all that for me. But as COVID hit everybody, a lot of companies went under, and one of my promotional teams, they're no more. So I can imagine John Fuller in Belfast. I can imagine it'd be a lot of crack. Everybody would be saying to me, what did he say? So anyway, as I say, the shows are all about discovery, the reach across, and John and I are planning a show called Celtic Spirit, the Spirit of Celts. So we're looking at doing that, and might be a lot more than just he and I appearing on a stage near you. And we could well be doing into that some paranormal investigations as well. So look out for that. That's definitely going to happen. It's happening here in Cornwall and Devon, and probably further as we push up towards the Celts, maybe going into Wales. We don't know yet, and possibly Scotland. So the Celtic Spirit Tour, we're working on the idea. We're getting that all in planning as we speak. If you are a promoter and if you are interested in promoting this show, then contact myself or John. He's right down there. Contact ourselves, and we will have a good discussion about what we're planning on doing, what we need to make the tour happen, and we'd be very happy to talk to you. As yet, I don't have a management team in place, so I am open for discussions in that field as well. So, anyway, on about tonight. If you've got any, you're damn right, Pauline. There's no place like home. You know what? I have done shows in some of the biggest theaters, huge theaters, and I've done shows on TV. I've done shows on radio. I've done shows pretty much everywhere. But the only place I was really nervous, and I would do mean like sitting backstage, going, "Oh my god, oh my god, what have I done? What have I? Why did I do this?" And the only place that I did that was Ireland. I I just because when I left Ireland nearly 40 years ago, there wasn't a lot of this about. So there wasn't a lot of mediums and psychics and spiritual work about. So I wasn't too sure when I went back how it would be actually how it would be sort of absorbed and people have to take it on. So I was very glad the last time I went back and I did a show. It was so well received. I was so happy. So definitely, definitely, definitely going to be doing something over there in the not too distant future. Rebecca K, hi, good to see you. Welcome back to the show. Good to see you. So what I need to do, Pauline, if you've got any ideas for venues in Belfast, be very interested in talking to you. So on to tonight's show. How it works is if you ask me questions, it's very likely going to open up energy around you. Sort of, I like the question to be more about sort of what I would refer to as the process and how it works. How spirit works, how spirit interact with us, various questions along those lines, rather than is there anything for me? I don't respond. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't respond to that. When I see that it come up in front of me, oh, have you got anything for me? I'll literally go past it because it just comes across to me as somebody who's being lazy. So interact. The more that you build up energy on your side, the easier it is for them to interlink. So get involved, get the energy going, ask some questions about the process, maybe even about your own spiritual development. That'll get it working. So give it a shot. Hit the like button. It's important, and hit the little all the little hearts and all of the stuff that sort of lets me know that you're interacting and listening to me. That's really really cool. Whack them hearts and whatever else you got on there. I don't get to see them. You have to excuse me because I'm a little bit dry, so I am going to drink a well-known drink, which I have to cover because I'm not sponsored by them. But if you look at the color, I'm sure you'll understand what it is. Excuse me 1 second. I'm literally quite dry. So, God, I used to live in this stuff many years ago. Denise, welcome to the show, my darling. Good to see you. Pauline says, Paul, if someone dies by suicide, what happens to them? The same as everything else, Pauline. There isn't. You have to disassociate a lot of the. See, I don't want to sound disrespectful because at a root, I am not only spiritual, but I am still somewhat religious to a particular point. As John Edward says, I'm a recovering Catholic. That's what he would say. Um, I'm a recovering. I kind of like. Now, I don't want to insult anybody, so I'm not going to go down that route. Basically, everybody goes to the same place, Pauline. But when someone crosses themselves over or assists themselves in crossing over, I've had a lot of people who have come through to me, and they have been, they were told, oh, this person took their own life. And I have had it so many times in the past that it was to get attention and didn't mean to go all the way, and that's happened so many times. Now, putting the religious aspect on this to one side, okay, every time that I have somebody come through to me who have assisted in how they got there, they say they go to the same place as everybody else, they meet up with everybody else, but what I find is that they find that they didn't get away from their problems. They have found that not only have they not got away from their problems, but they've created a whole set of new ones because the people that they leave behind are usually, emotionally wrecked that this will happen. So what they tend to do is they tend to, the first out of the gate, to try and fix where it is they went wrong. So it's basically, it's a scenario where they work hard to help themselves, but they work hard to help those that they left behind. But I've not had anybody come back with any negativity in that. Oh my God, I took my own life and this happened and that happened. Never. And I'm not one. I won't lie. Okay, not in 35 years do they go to purgatory or to go down to hell or all that crap. No, they go to the same place as everybody else, um, because in how they cross themselves to the other side, that is part of their lessons in their journey. Now, if they haven't fulfilled their lessons that they were learning about here, then they revisit this level that they're at. It'll be a different lifetime. It may even be a different person, a different family. I don't know, but they will revisit this lifeline until they learn all the lessons of this lifeline before they progress up. I was in my 35, 36 years of being a professional medium. I have found that there are 7 levels. You'll always tell somebody who comes in who is referred to as a new soul, because they're very self-centered. It's all about them. They don't really understand how to interact with other people on a spiritual basis. They can't grasp that whole concept. They're a new soul because they're basically trying to find their way. And usually in people who are trying to find their way, they come across as awkward, very non-interactive, very selfish kind of people. Um, Now that can happen for the first maybe one, possibly 2 levels. Once they get up into level 3, 4, you'll start seeing things along the lines of, you've seen looked at a child and you've seen that child, and you go, oh my God, that child's been here before, because they got too much wisdom, too much knowledge. So it's the accumulation of that knowledge, and how they get that knowledge can come in multiples of ways. It can come from just living a long and fulfilled life and passing through age, or walking out at the age of 10 and falling off a cliff. It does, I'm just giving you ideas that the accumulation of the knowledge is the important part of the journey. Uh, Paul, says Denise, what gets tired first, the body or the soul before we pass? The soul doesn't ever get tired because it's energy. Okay, so it's the body, it's the physicality, the it's if, as you sit in your house and you grow older, you get tireder. Um, so does your mind doesn't get tired. So your mind is energy, and your soul is energy, and it like men, we always think I always say that men grow to the age of 19, then our bodies just get older because our brain still says, "Oh, you can do that," and your body goes, "No, you can't." So we really talk ourselves out of that, so the soul does never get tired, and it does never wither, and the soul never dies. Okay, just the physicality, the engine, the machine, it slows down and it gets tired. So it's the machine. Good question though. Pauline says, so true. My life ended the day my son died. No, it didn't, my darling. Your life changed. It didn't end. Okay, because you're sitting here talking to me, my darling, and I can guarantee you now that your son will be doing absolutely everything he possibly can to let you know that he's fine, that he's fine, and that he's well. Now, I don't know if right. Okay, I'm going to stay in with you, Pauline. So don't go anywhere for a moment, will you, my darling? Um, if I say the name Joseph or Joe to you, what would that mean to you, Pauline? Pauline, can you come back to me really quickly on this? I do have an energy here, and I was talking to you as this energy kind of jumped in. There's a J-O name. If I give you names, by the way, ladies and gentlemen of the world, it doesn't necessarily mean that person's crossed. For my referencing, me, Paul Francis, it means who they are, who's with them, or please say hello to. So this Joe, I'm hearing the name Joseph being shouted, or Joe or Joseph being shouted. Now there's about two, maybe possibly three people on the other side of life who are giving me the impression that they cross with heart related issues. Okay. So there's a band of energy running across my chest, which feels constricted like that. So, oh, uncle, okay, I got you there. So there's a band of energy running across my chest too. So there's heart related or lung related issues they want me to talk about. Two men, one lady. There is a Elizabeth, Elaine, and Eileen, an E, strong E name that they want me to acknowledge, and there are two people there claiming the big C. So there's two cancer-related crossings that they want me to acknowledge as well. I am asking wholeheartedly. I am asking for your son to come through, and I'm asking for your son's energy to be acknowledged. But I can't force it, and I will not lie. If he doesn't come through, I won't force it. Okay. Right. I've got, then I am definitely with you. Okay, in relation to your son's crossing, I'm being told to talk about either his crossing we're on an anniversary of, or his crossing was around somebody else's anniversary. But there's an anniversary connection that they want me to acknowledge here. And just while you're sitting about thinking about that one, Pauline, my darling, let me just answer Rebecca K. I'm ashamed of my abilities because my parents don't approve. How can I accept? Don't ever. Well, first and foremost, let me just answer that, Rebecca. Don't ever be ashamed about anything. That's called guilt, right? If you are feeling ashamed, that means that someone else is being able to label or overlay you with a guilt complex. Get rid of guilt out of your life. Get rid of it out of your life. Okay. I have disassociated with guilt long time ago. And people will have a real thing about making you feel guilty. And I just stop them in their tracks and I go, you're wasting your time. I don't associate with guilt. So you're wasting your time. Don't bother. Guilt won't work on me. So just don't bother. So if someone else doesn't approve of your abilities, that's their problem, not yours. Okay. But here's the big thing, Rebecca K. Um, but Rebecca, every single human on this planet, bar none, has a psychic ability to a certain level. Okay, they don't like to call it psychic because it's this whole religious thing saying, and the bit that annoys the crap out of me is let's look at the Catholic Church for a start, or even the Protestant Church or any Christian based churches. They go in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost or Holy Spirit. So they acknowledge the concept of spirit, but they're saying, but you can't, and then they're saying, open your hearts and let the Holy Spirit speak through you. But then when you do it, then you no, you can't be no. So crap, all right, absolute rubbish. It even says in the Bible, God and Spirit shall speak through man, not one man, but and it is in the it is the 23rd chapter of Job, I think. It says that the kingdom of God is in the hearts of men, all men, not one. So there you go. Don't get don't get remotely consider. Don't even remotely consider that you should be ashamed about being able to connect with your energies, because when your parents get to the point where they're going to cross, they'll understand where it's all gone wrong. Uncle Eileen, my aunt, don't know, Paul. I think, okay, Pauline, in relation to, there's definitely a connection to either your son passing on or around an anniversary, or he wants me to, or they want me to acknowledge we're coming up on his anniversary. I'm either getting it one way or the other, but there's an anniversary connected in with either your son or they want to talk about that he crossed on or around somebody else's anniversary. Okay. Um, there was some question mark that other people were involved. That's not strictly true. Um, I'm getting so many names shouted at me in a minute. I'm just kind of asking my guides to kind of calm them down and to figure it out. I keep hearing the name Liam being shouted out here. Lee or Liam. That sounds like a Liam. That kind of a name is being shouted out in the background. They're telling me to talk about July as being significant here. Um, July or the 7th of a month is significant. So the number seven is coming up over the calendar, which means to me July, seventh month, or the seventh of a month, Pauline, is significant. Um, you, Pauline, you do understand that you don't have to be in any particular place to be able to acknowledge not only him, but your family. Okay, your family is also saying that you don't have to go to any one particular place to be able to acknowledge them. Sitting in your own front chair, sitting in a chair in the front room of your house with the windows open and listen to the birds and thinking of them is as good as being at like a gravesite, for an example. So if you're sitting there and you're acknowledging them, they get that as energy and they get that as prayer as well, of which they are very, very grateful for. So when I say prayer, it does not necessarily mean our Father who art in heaven. It means if you're talking about them from your heart and from your soul and from a place of absolute love, they get that as energy and they get that as prayer. So Pauline, when you are thinking, don't be thinking of him in a negative sense. Think of him in a positive sense. All right. Denise says, Paul, I'm ashamed to admit this, but I'm ashamed to admit this. Please, please, please remove that. Remove that concept. Rebecca and Denise, remove that concept from your lives. Do not ever be ashamed. Okay. Right. So remove it. I'm ashamed to admit this. I'm working on it, but I don't know how to love myself. It's hard for me to admit, but I feel very safe here. Well, first and foremost, thank you very much for saying that. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys. So I'm going to help you with that. Denise and Pauline and Rebecca and everybody else watching this show tonight or in the weeks and days and months and years to come, here's what I want you to do. If you are feeling, you know, out of sorts, if you're not feeling confident in yourself in any way, shape, or form, then we got to do a little tiny exercise. Okay, and I'm going to share that exercise with you guys right now. Now, I don't want you to judge the exercise. Okay, I don't want you doing that. Don't be judging the exercise. Just do the exercise. All right. And here's what do we do. Here's what we do. What I want you to do, Denise, I'm going to say it to you because you asked the question, and I'm definitely going to share this one with you. But I want you to do it. I want Pauline to do it. I want Rebecca to do it, and everybody else, like I said. So I want you to get 2 sheets of A4 paper. So 2 sheets. I'm looking around to see if I've got any A4 paper, which I don't. So 2 sheets of A4 paper, 2 blank sheets of paper. On one sheet, I just write all of the things I like about myself. Okay. And on the other sheet, all of the things I don't like about myself. Dead simple. Just 2 sheets. Okay. So start on the sheet that you like about yourself. So you say, right, well, I kind of like my hair. So you write, I like my hair. I like my hair color. I like the length of my hair. I like the color of my eyes. I like the shape of my face. I like the way I walk, the way I talk, whatever it is, you just keep writing all of the things that you do like about yourself. Okay. The fact that you're a good soul, you're a good person, just keep writing and writing and writing all of the things that you like about yourself. Now, every time you get a hiccup, you'll start thinking about the things that you don't like about yourself. Now, here's where you stop and think. All right. You don't write what you think other people don't like about you. It's not that other people's opinions don't matter here. Okay. Your opinion matters. So it's the things that you don't like about yourself. If you might say, well, like in my case, I think I don't like the fact that I'm overweight. So I write that down. I don't like the fact that I'm overweight. I don't like the fact that I haven't been able to focus on specific things. And I write down the little things that I don't like about myself at the moment. Um, I will hazard a strong guess and say I doubt you'll make a quarter of a page of all of the things you don't like about yourself. Now, it's important that you don't think about what other people think. That's, like I say, it's not about other people, it's only about you. All right. So when you start writing down the things you don't like about yourself, you'll really stop, and you only maybe get a quarter of a page. But you'll start thinking about all the things that you do like about yourself again. And it doesn't matter how tiny it is. I love the fact that I love to laugh. I love music. And all the things that you write down, just keep writing and keep writing. All righty. You might get into the first, second, third, even 4 pages in, okay, of all the stuff you like about yourself. Just keep writing until you really cannot think of all of the things anymore that you like about yourself, right? So, when you complete that exercise, here's the second part, two-part exercise. The second part is, and you must do this for this to work, okay? You must do this. You take the page that you don't like about yourself and you take it out into the middle of your garden or wherever you want at midnight. It has to be midnight, right? Go directly at midnight and set fire to this piece of paper with all of the things you don't like about yourself. Okay. So you watch this piece of paper, but do it somewhere safe. Do it somewhere where it's not going to cause any harm or any stress or set fire to anything else. So do it out in the middle of a garden or in the middle of a field, wherever it's going to be safe. Put it into like a, one of these outside fire pits or somewhere where it's going to be safe. And you set fire to it. And you watch it burn, you watch it turn into smoke, and you watch it drift up and away. So at that point, when you've seen it disappear and it's a load of ash and it's all gone and it's gone off up into the ether, think to yourself, what's left? Well, the only thing that's left is all of the things you like about yourself. Now, if there are multiples of pages, which I fully expect, staple them together and put them on the fridge. Okay? Now, people will come along and go, what's this? And you say, well, I'm just making a list of all the things I like about myself. And they'll read it and they'll go, well, you haven't put this on. And they'll start telling you other things that you should like about yourself, where they see the goodness in you. And they'll start adding to it the things that they see that's good to you. Now, just keep looking at that. Every time you feel a little bit sort of deflated, go back and look at that page of all of the things that you've written about yourself that are great, and look at the things that other people have written about you that are great, and focus on that. Okay. As Denise is saying to everybody, please make sure you hit that like button and those little hearts. And thank you so very, very much. I noticed that there are multiple people watching, but only 4 likes up there. Come on, smash that like button. If you haven't already hit it, please hit it now. Thank you so much, says Pauline. Pauline, listen, darling, don't ever worry about it, my darling. Okay, I can guarantee that he's around you. Now, I didn't. They haven't let me go, by the way. Even though I can jump about, they haven't let me go because I'm telling you, Pauline, that they are really adamant about this birthday anniversary thing. Okay. Now there's a pink line has come in. When I see a pink line, that means there's a maternal connection here. So there's a mother, grandmother figure who wants to be around you, and she's telling me to say, "It's okay. Don't worry." Okay. It's not what you're thinking. It's okay. Whatever that means. Okay. So I don't know whether she's meaning in our conversation about tonight or she's talking about something that's going on in your life right now. She's telling me to tell you not to worry. Everything is okay. Okay. It's okay. I've got a bit of good news for you, Pauline. There's a new change coming up around you. So I don't know whether you're changing house or changing job, but I'm seeing a for sale sign. And when I see a for sale sign like I'm seeing right now, it tells me that you have a significant change happening in your life, which brings with it an immense amount of positivity. So you have got a very strong element of good energy coming your way. There is we've overcome something, so you come over the hill in relation to a problem. So you were climbing up the problem, but you're over the hill now. But it's important that you understand that you're over the hill and not keep focusing on the issue that had put you there in the first place. Okay, understand that it's in the past and you are now over the hill with it. Okay, you're now on your way down to happiness. You're past the issue and you're working your way towards happiness again. I want you to throw yourself into this new venture, this new job, this new life, this new change that's coming in around you, because it is going to bring with it a whole wealth of new happiness, a new chapter. Okay. Although I'm not hearing it from my guides and I'm not hearing it from family or that's on your side of the family, I do have this older lady with me right now. It's got to be a mother, grandmother figure. Okay. But um, you have to let the past go, Pauline, okay? Please let the past go and focus on where you're going in the future. Joe Sampson, welcome to the show. I would like to speak quickly to Rebecca if I can. I'm getting a Kevin, Keith, Kate. There's a strong C or K name you want me to acknowledge. A Kevin, Keith, Kate, that kind of a name to be acknowledged. They tell me to talk about the number two. So either they want me to acknowledge February or the second of a month is significant. They're also telling me to talk about Gemini as being significant here. So they're talking me about the twins. And don't ask me what month that goes into. I have no idea. But the month of Gemini has been acknowledged here as well. And Virgo. The Virgo is important, whoever the Virgo is. Okay. Um, Rebecca, if you can come back to me as soon as possible, there is another change happening around you that you may not be understanding. Okay. So, Pauline, in relation to you letting the past go, it's not hard, sweetheart. You're making it hard. Okay. You're when you're looking into the past, you can't change what's happened. It's happened, so you can't even change it. So you're focusing um on what could you have done, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you could have done anything or not. And my whole feelings are you couldn't have changed it anyway. But the point of the matter here is you're so focused on what could you have done instead of what can you do. Alrighty. So, Pauline, I really like you to focus on what can you do, because I always say to people at the end of every show, if you want to honor those who have crossed and be the best you can be here. Now, if your son is working his butt off on the other side of life to get you a stronger outlook in life, the best thing you can do is honor him by accepting this new page, this new chapter in your life that's going to bring you to better places and better energy, my darling. Okay. So he's working his butt off to get you that. Imagine what he feels like every time you turn away from it. Think about that. Oh my God, Kevin. Oh my, okay, I'm not 100%. There's a C or K name, Keith, Karen, Kevin, Kate. That kind of a name is being shouted to me. The number two, February or the second of a month is significant as well. There is a Gemini to be shouted about here, and I was it Gemini? Yeah, it was Gemini because I heard of the twins. And now they want me to acknowledge who is this, the Scorpio, and that's around September, October time, if I'm correct. They want me to acknowledge that September, October, November. I'm trying to think because my mom was a Scorpio. Um, right, the change, yes, okay, I got it. So, Rebecca, listen, there's a change happening around you, which is going to it's going to bring you in a little bit of a different sort of direction than you maybe possibly planned. But it's they're basically building up your what I would refer to as building up your arsenal. What does that mean, Paul? It means Your abilities are beginning to grow, but they will grow in different directions so that you understand the concept of spirit rather than just being a psychic. Okay, like for an example, when I was training, I was actually taught how to do physical mediumship, where a spirit would enter me and speak through me. But and that happened. But my guides told me they're going to allow this to happen so you learn what it is, but you won't work this way. And I was like, okay. So that's the case. So there's new change coming your way, and it leans more toward the the earth in a way that you it's more interactive with animals and butterflies and creatures of the earth. There's a pull in that direction, my darling. Okay. My niece is a Gemini, and my brother's a Virgo. My grandpa's a Scorpio. Gotcha. Um, I'm going to ask you a personal question, if that's okay, Rebecca. Have you entered into a new relationship? Because they're telling me about a new relationship. Okay. Now, everybody listening to the show will be going, "Oh my God, she's going to have a new boyfriend or whatever the case." No, no, it doesn't necessarily mean you got. You could be meeting somebody new. Um, you could be meeting somebody new in a friendship level. It doesn't have to be on a boyfriend girlfriend kind of thing. There's a new relationship that they want me to acknowledge. So whether it's a business relationship, a platonic relationship, I don't know, but they're acknowledging a new relationship as being significant. You're saying no, but they're quite adamant about it. Okay, so either you spoke to somebody new about developing, you spoke to someone new about development circle or something along those lines. I don't know, but there's a new relationship scenario that they want me to acknowledge. Right, listen, you guys. If you've got any more questions for me, let's go. Let's go. Get the questions going. Rebecca says, I love nature and animals. Well, there's a big pull towards that direction for you. And I keep seeing butterflies. Now, when I see a butterfly, especially in a reading, it means significant change. It means change, okay? And always for the positive, all right? So the butterfly indicates a positive change from the caterpillar to the beautiful butterfly, hence the name. Uh, you could use new friends. You've got new friends all over the place. Don't worry about it. I'm actually going to have to put on a light here for a second. Excuse me. There we go. And let there be light. Um, Actually, do you know what? I'm doing this up in one of the bedrooms tonight, and it's actually quite comfortable. I should have done it from up here for a long time ago. Right. So anyway, tell me what it is, or ask me some questions. Go ahead. Paul, when you started hearing voices, did you think you were going crazy? No, it scared the living life out of me, to be absolutely honest with you. Um, I still hear voices today. I was woken up the night before last, literally woken up out of the bedroom. I heard my name being called, and it was from a soft voice, like a female voice, and I heard it clear as a day, Paul, Paul, like that. And I woke up and I went, what? And I was looking around the room, and Johanna was fast asleep, and there was nobody else in the room. And it wasn't her dreaming because that was in my head as well. Is she dreaming? No. So it was when I was young, and don't forget, I didn't know anything about psychic mediums. I didn't know anything about spirit work, other than what I was taught in Christian schools. So when I was hearing voices, it was quite scary, to be absolutely honest with you. But I discovered, and I learned, and I got past that. Good question, though. Joe Sampson says, I lost my dog recently. He was my shadow, and I feel him on my bed in the morning. Hubby thinks I'm mad, but it feels so real. Listen, Joe, you know what? There's two answers in what I'm about to share with you. Number one is they are really, really, really good at continuing on better than we are. Because when they cross over to the other side or cross the Rainbow Bridge, they just carry on. It's just and they will just do the same things they always did. They will jump in your bed and they will leave like a little dent in your bed. Now, hubby will think you're crazy because hubby doesn't want to let go of the loss. Okay, he's holding on to the physical loss, whereas you're embracing the spiritual gain. I know that sounds weird, sounds wrong, but it's fact. Those who can't accept usually fight against. Okay, so he will he'll be more thinking about not only the loss of your furry baby, but the fact that you're going through that loss. So he's kind of gotten a double-edged sword, whereas you're kind of dealing with the loss in itself. But they will do that. Oh my God, the amount of times that I've seen and said to people, "Oh, you've gone in and found an indentation in your pillow," and they're going, "Oh my God, yes." So, well, that was your cat, or that was your dog, or whatever the case may be. I remember doing a show one night in a place called Barnstable in the southwest, and I was walking on stage, and I was walking up and down the stage doing reads, and the next thing I just looked over to my right, and there was a horse standing there, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And it, like that, and I was like, "Horse," and then in my head I heard the the front row, and I thought, "Oh my God, a freaking horse is talking to me now! What? I am losing my mind." Front row, front row. So I looked along the front row until I felt the energy, and I went, "Excuse me," and I came to the young lady, and I went, did you, please forgive me, did you lose a horse?" And she went, "Yes." Oh my God. And tears started running down her face. And I went, "He's freaking here." And I was looking at him. And so I described the horse. And she said, "Yeah, that's him." And I went, "Well, he's fine. He's absolutely fine." Then that horse stepped back, literally like that. And forward came the young lady's dad. So basically, what happened there was the horse opened the energy up, probably with help from that side. But the whole reason that the young lady was there and the lady was with her and two other ladies that were there happened to be there because they wanted to hear from dad. Dad came through. And I remember that so well because I'll never forget looking across the stage and a flipping horse standing right there. That was mind blowing. Um, Listen to your intuition, says Rebecca K. Absolutely, totally right. Totally right, guys. Right, listen, I've got 10, 15 minutes left. You want to start whacking across some questions to me? I'd be very happy to answer them. I'd be more than happy to. He says, looking around. Oh, they're there. I was looking for these little fellows here. Horsepower was amazing, especially bringing through someone else. Yeah, that actually happened. I remember it so well. And the young lady, I'm allowed to remember some things as long as they're teaching, as long as I can use them to teach with. I'm not. I don't. When I'm doing private one-to-ones, within half an hour after the read, they're all gone. I'm not allowed to remember them. But I remember the dad coming through, and I remember him saying, "He's telling you he will walk you down the aisle." And the younger lady fell apart because she got engaged, and she wasn't sure whether dad knew that she'd got engaged or whether her dad approved. And I remember that really, really well. And so therefore I'm allowed to remember that. So otherwise it would have gone like everything, like all the, I must have done about 25 reads that night. And that's the only one I remember. It's well weird. Joe says a horse, that's amazing, especially bringing someone else through. Well, it was, if you think about it, if you break it down into how we look at things, It was, shall we call, an icebreaker. If that had come straight through, the likelihood of all of that row, all of that family clamping down would have been quite high. But the horse came through, which made things gentle, like an icebreaker. And because I was able to take the Mickey, because they call me a comedian, because really, I have a laugh on stage. Yes, I'm bringing through friends and family, but they don't. They're not sad, so why should I be? They're very very happy, and I bring that through. Hi Paul. Hey Sue. How are you? Hi Paul from Australia. Do you have any answers for our elections for this weekend, please? We're in dire straits. I'm afraid there's only one person can control that. Definitely that wouldn't be for me. Um, I can tell you this, Sue. Though it's not just you, my darling. In this country, they are just destroying this country. This country is falling apart day by day, week by week, and bit by bit. They are just absolutely useless. So it's not just you, my darling. It really, really is. I do feel there's a big, big universal change happening with the world as a global aspect. There's a massive change happening, and I think it's heading back towards where the people are going to go. Enough is enough, right? We're gonna no the leaders of the country, like these idiots, who seem to be hell bent on creating World War Three. Sorry, beg your pardon. Um, the rest of the world are going to go, no, no, we're not having that again, because the next world war will not be anything like World War Two. It'll make World War Two look like a schoolyard scrap. um, World War Three, which won't happen, by the way, because the world will come together and go, no, we're not having that. um, will the world get better? I remember being taken upstairs many, oh crikey, many moons back. And I was taken upstairs, and I was taken somewhere. Um, and I remember coming out of this. Okay, I was in this place that looked like Hogwarts, but I had been taken upstairs. So I'd been taken out of the physical, and I was taken upstairs, and I was taken along this place which looked like Hogwarts. If you watch the Harry Potter series, and I was my mom took me to meet this man. And this man was standing, and he's wearing like robes kind of thing, and he wasn't didn't look, oh hi and welcome. He was like, yep. And my mom said to him, this is the one I told you about. And he went, right, come with me. And I had to step up this big step, and we walked around the corner, and these kind of like cathedrals kind of doors just opened like that, and they opened, and we walked through. Now, as we come back through these doors, back to where, like in the Hogwarts, so to speak, he said to me, "You'll be allowed to remember as you need to remember." He said, "But don't worry, the world will be fine." And when I went around the corner to that step, my mom was waiting for me, and she was really happy. On the way up, when her taking me up to meet this guy, she wasn't all that chatty. She just like hooked her arm through mine, and she was kind of walking on. And she was going, "Yeah, yeah, good. Yeah, you're doing really well, but I need you to talk to this guy." She was like, talking to me like that, like she would have done where she was busy at home many many years ago. I said, "Hey, mom, how's things going?" "Yeah, I'm fine. I've got enough on my mind at the minute." So, and it was kind of that feeling. But right after I finished with this guy, she was, wow, it was like Jekyll and Hyde. She was like, "Oh my God, you are doing so well, and I'm so, so, so proud of you." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So they changed. But he told me, whoever this man was, he told me that the world will be fine. So you got to remember, though, as we are getting older, so are the idiots that are running the world. They're getting older too. And no matter what level you are, I don't care who you are, you have to cross. That's it. So when you get the moronic cretins who are making all the bad judgments about people, at some point they're going to have to go up there, and they're going to have to face what it is that they created down here. Karma must be met. Okay, so don't worry about that. Karma has to be met. As one man said when he went across to the other side of life, he said, "There are no mistakes." So there we go. Right, anyway, he says, hitting the camera tripod. Sorry about that. Where are we time wise? 55. So I've got about 10 minutes left. So you got any questions? Whack them in now, guys. Come on. And while I'm working on the energy and while I've got the angelic energies around me, I want to get some cards drawn. Okay, here we go. Card 1, card 2, card 3. Let's get to those momentarily. I've got a gentleman with me at the moment, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. The name David is being spoken to me. So I've got a connection with a gentleman by the name of David, or he wants me to acknowledge the name David. Just private message me, Pauline. Just PM me, on Messenger, Facebook, and we'll work out a date and time, etc. So the name David is being shouted here in the background, folks. The name David is either connected to the person talking to me or somebody who's with him. They want me to acknowledge somebody without what I would refer to as a 1, 2, 3 crossing. In other words, they hear 1 minute and then boom, they're over there. So this is either a massive heart attack, an aneurysm, but something that goes boom like that, and they're on that side of life. When my dad died, mom died first, I had a dream that there was a lot of people. There were a lot of people were in a hall, all meeting their past loved ones, and I met my parents. I also an old lady gave me a green crystal. What does that mean? Well, Sue, the green crystal, okay, or the which a green crystal would very likely be a jade crystal, and it represents the heart chakra, or the emotional center of the body. That's what that means, Donnie. So it would be their way of presenting love to you. Okay. Paulie says, I have a cousin David. Julie Evans says, I have a friend grew up with me with I grew up with died years accident ago. David motorbike. Gotcha. I figured out. So if he died, it must have been instantaneous. I mean, bang, I got, because I'm getting this boom, and he's on the other side of life. Um, um, then if this is the gentleman who's I'm getting a kind of I don't know if it's a mixed reaction here, but if this the gentleman Julian, he wants me to acknowledge a military like an RAF connection or a military connection of some description. He wants me to acknowledge, but this would not have been his first brush, shall we say, with moving to the other side of life. Could you understand that, my darling? Should have really got music going in the background here. To be honest with you. Where are we? Oh my gosh, only 2 minutes left. All right, okay. Well, he's grabbing my attention to say hello, Julia. Okay. And if he really did live on the edge, but he had a, shall we say, 50-50 feeling about life, both sides of life. There is something else to go to, and there is a God. No, there isn't. Don't be stupid. He was kind of on the fence with it because he's telling me to say that, oh my God, it's all real. It's all real, you know. But he wants me to let you know that he's met up with either his dad or his grandfather. He talks about the older gentleman with him, who's connected to him. So there's a dad or grandfather figure he wants me to acknowledge. as being around him. There's a J or G, like a Joseph, John, Joe, George. That strong name is acknowledged to be in there as well. And I'm not too sure about he wants me to talk about his side of connection or he wants me to talk about yours, but there's an August connection here he wants me to acknowledge as well. Right. We've come to close to the end of the show. So I want you guys to, what I tend to do on a regular basis is this, okay? This is where you make the connection yourselves, all righty? So close your eyes and just breathe gently. Just let go. Close your eyes. Listen to my voice, but please close your eyes, okay? Well, there you are, Julie. He wants to prove that who he was or who he is. I couldn't possibly have known that. There you go. All right, Joe. In that case, I would actually say these are, if we were in a theater, we were doing this, and you said that, I would call that a me too. They will do that a lot. In other words, if they're like, if if one person had a certain set of symptoms and another person had the same symptoms, they will bring them both forward and refer to them as a me too. Paul Freed. Hello, Paul. I had a dream last night. I was at the dinner table. Across from me was Elvis Presley. Okay. I said, "Wow, Mr. Presley." He said, "Don't call me that up here. We're all the same now." Wow, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. But we're about to do the cards now, my dear friends and family around the world. So what I want you to do is literally close your eyes and just listen to my voice. Just listen to me. So close your eyes. So if you've got me in a headset, fantastic. It's going to make life easy. But if you haven't, just close your eyes and just breathe. Just breathe in and out normally. Okay. Now your mind will start to whir. It'll start to go in different directions. That's okay. Just let it go. Don't think about anything. Just let it go. Okay. And just correct it by going back to the basic of life. And the basic of life is breathing. That's it. Just concentrate on breathing in, and then as you're going out, just let go. Just like, oh, do you know what? Wow. Let go. Let go of all the stresses of the day. Let go of all the energy, all the negativity, all the worries. Let go of all of the. You've now come to the end of the day. Just let everything go. Just let go and just breathe. So, in that, I want you to imagine or think about a question you would like to put to the angelic realm. Okay. John, you can think about a question to anywhere else. If you don't believe in the angelic realm, that's okay. It's not about a belief or me trying to force a belief system through. Um, just a question you would like answered by a spiritual entity that would fulfill your your own spiritual needs. I work with the angels, so I tend to work with them a lot. So I use angelic cards. So if you've got a question, just let that question linger in your mind, okay? And just really focus on the question. And then momentarily, a number will be given to you. That number will be one, two, or three, okay? When you're ready, when you feel, you might also get a combination. You might get the numbers one and three, or two and three, or three and one. It's okay. You're not limited to one card. The message may be in all three. So when you're ready, take a deep breath and just put the numbers up on the screen. Okay. Don't forget to keep liking the show. That's really important. And don't forget to keep whacking away at those little hearts and things. So that lets me know you're still part of the show. Julie Evans is three. Okay, my darling. Well, you probably all noticed that I'm losing weight. So this working for a living, it's actually taking weight off me. Johan always says you lose it in your face first. Me, I tend to lose it here. I'd rather lose it right here. There you go. Thank you, Rebecca. So don't forget, whatever numbers you've chosen, go ahead and put it into the box there. So Lynn's 1 and 3, Joe Sampson's 2, Julie Evans is 3. Rebecca, what number have you chosen, my darling? Number 2 for Sue Patterson. Number 3 for Bex. Actually, do you know what, Rebecca? I think it would benefit you a great deal to be a part of this seminar that I'm going to be doing. Pauline says number 2 and 3, please. Not a problem. Not a problem. So Paul Freed is 5 and 7, even though I'm only it's 1, 2, or 3, Paul. 1, 2, or 3. Or a combination of those. Not 57. There's no 5 and 7. There's only 1, 2, or 3. So here we go. I'm going to select card number 1 now. These have already been shuffled and preordained, so they're all here. So card number 1, and remember your question, okay? I think they're taking the mickey out of me because the answer to your question is ask the angels. Now, it's obviously the camera is back to front here, but it says ask the angels. Okay. Normally my cameras on my computers are, whatever I show them, they'll read, but this has been mirrored. Ask your angels. Now, you see the being right in the center there? That's the white light, angelic realm. Sit close, whatever your question is, especially if it's got a fear-based question, and let that fear go out towards the being in white. They will absorb that fear and take it away from you and help you fulfill the answer to your question. So give it wholeheartedly to the angelic realm. Ask your angels. So that's card number 1. Card number 2, whatever you're requesting, whatever you're asking for, I know you can't read it, but it says in the near future. In the near, okay? In the near future. So whatever it is you're waiting on is going to come up through. I always wanted to turn it around, but it's in the near future. Okay. Now, if you look at the 2 angelic angels in that particular picture, it means that your request is being assisted. That's what that means. Okay. So there's more than one angel in the angelic realm working towards your goal. And it's going to happen in the near future. And that's card number 2. Finally, card number 3. Paul Reed, who else? Pauline Hook and Rebecca. Who else? Number 3, Lynn, Julia Evans. It's time. You're ready. Okay, it's back to front again. If you look at it through a mirror, it says you're ready. You are ready. Now, as I bring the card closer to the camera, you will see the angels standing over a cauldron and the hands are open to receive, but it's also letting go into the fire. Now, what that means, do you remember when I was saying to you at the beginning of tonight, that little exercise? Let go of the negativity, let it burn, and let it disappear up in the ether. Let go into the fire all the negatives that you no longer want, and let the angel take care of it. So the angel is standing with an open hand saying, give me your issues, your worries and your stresses, and I'll take care of it. Because you're ready for the next step of your life. And that's card number 3. So where we go. We're right, literally 6 minutes left. So if you have any questions about those, then put them to me right now. I'm more than happy to answer them for you. So you're ready if you're card number 3. Card number 2 is it's going to happen, and it's going to happen in the very near future. And card number 1 is take the time out to sit quietly and ask your angels. But if you're going to ask your angels for help, then be open to receiving that help. That is the whole concept there. Be open to receiving it. Don't say, "Oh, I want help with the angels," and then just deflect what it is that you're what they're trying to give to you, because it's kind of like a no-win, isn't it? Now, I will be back next week, because I should have, when I come onto the show next week, I will be giving you guys some dates of when I'm going to be doing the seminars. Once again, it's really important. Have a chat with your friends and family who you may think will benefit from this particular seminar. Well, I was going to tell you what I'm going to be doing. It's really important. I think, Rebecca, really good idea that you be on this seminar, because I think it's going to help you. What I'll be doing is I'll be taking you to a specific place called your sacred place, and in your sacred place, you will be meeting your master guide. Okay. Now, if you go to do that seminar in, say, the Arthur Findlay College, it costs you about £350. Doing it with me costs you nothing more than being subscribed to my YouTube channel and to my Patreon channel. Okay. When you do join up on my Patreon channel, I would suggest that you go on the bronze level. And if you're on the bronze level, you will get a lot of classes and teachings and things of that nature. I'm teaching people at the moment how to invoke whatever they want in their life, basically. So we are the limiters of our lives, and those limitations have been set to us from since we were very, very young. And I'm teaching you how to reprogram those as we speak and get rid of those. You don't need limitations in your life. Big one of those is getting rid of guilt, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen of the world, it has been an absolute pleasure, and I really, really thank you for your time and for your love and your support. Please continue to do that. Now, over the next coming days and weeks, I'll be doing what's called pop-ups, where I'll appear right here, and I'll be doing shows and events of that nature and chats as the days and weeks go on. Once again, myself and John Fuller are currently planning on a stage show called Celtic Spirit, and that will be happening. So look out for that connection in the not too distant future. Also, if you live in the Southwest, then you need to get yourself across to my inn, as the Traveller's Rest Inn at Treverian. I'm going to be doing a paranormal investigation there, and that place is teeming with spirit. Okay. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that one. And we're working out whether we can actually do it live. So watch out for that. Whew. Right, we're at the end of the show. If you've got anything you want to ask me quickly before we knock it on the head, please continue to support me. Please continue to be a member of my channel, and please continue to share the show. It's really important. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. Julie said, brilliant. John Fuller says, I'm in Newquay tomorrow, so we'll pop in on my way back, mate. Okay, brother. I will be over there. I don't know. Just text me in the morning, mate, but I'll be over there, I think mid-morning-ish. Okay. And John was over there by the way, John, who's just messaged on the bottom here, was actually at the inn a week before last, and he was picking up on some serious stuff, and that was just a quick one during the day. It was great to see him, by the way. So anyway, good night. God bless you, and don't forget to communicate, appreciate, and validate everybody in your life, so a medium like myself doesn't have to do it for you. Take time out every single day just for yourself. Switch off your mobile phones, your cell phones, switch off the world, and just take that time for yourself. Now, if you want to honor those who have crossed, then be the best you can be here. Live your life and make it full. Good night. God bless. Thank you so much.